Hey, founders, you are doing 5 things wrong inside your business that are going to keep you broke, stuck, burning through cash, and your business is going to burn to the freaking ground. Hey, friends, if we haven't met, my name is Andy Smith. I spent the last 2 decades building ventures that bridge the gap between sexy solutions, real world problems inside industries that build real stuff. I've exited a couple of those businesses for north of $25 million and excited to say we are just getting started here. Hey, so there's really 5 big reasons why your venture will not go from idea, launch, momentum phase. That's where we all want to get our businesses, our ventures, and our lives, right? We want to get into momentum phase, and there's 5 reasons why, and we're going to talk about that here today. So let's dive right into the first one. All right, founders. So the first reason that you are not reaching momentum phase is your mindset. Mindset is a critical component of entrepreneurship, venture building, doing what we do, which is not a secret. It's the hardest job you could have chosen because you can fail. Your family's counting on you. You're counting on yourself. You could let your investors down if you have investors. And you could look like a total dweeb out in the community because you tried this thing and you failed, right? I like to say we learn lessons, we never fail. But unless your mindset is right, that you're going to run at that wall, you're going to prepare to put your head down while finding ways to lift that wall up, you're going to hit that wall full speed and fail. Or you're going to not get to that wall because you give up too fast. Mindset is a critical component, mathematical factor inside venture building, entrepreneurship. And it's critical that we start there, making sure that this is an open mind versus closed mind, a mind of possibilities, a mind of abundance versus scarcity. And when we have that right, now we can move on to number 2. All right, friends, number 2 reason that we are not getting our ventures to momentum phase is because we lack focus. We are notorious squirrel chasers. Squirrel chasers are, you see that shiny thing come, that new idea, that new opportunity, that new little thing that might help you do what you're trying to do, and you jump right at it. And now you become distracted against your main mission, which is taking your venture from idea, launch, which is a customer. You've got customer, product market fit. Now you're starting to grow and scale. And so keeping focus. Here's a chart that we'll talk about today. You have opportunity. You can fail over here. You can die over here as a function of time. The longer you go in the function of time, you get further away from the gap to success and failure. But over here is a hyperbole. Over here, you can really impact that. So we have to find what are the 2, 3, 4 max things that we're focused on inside our venture. Ask ourselves, is that the customer? We're going to talk about that in number 3. And find what do we need to be doing today to move the needle? What do we need to be doing today to momentum stack a small win on top of another so that we can start to create some wins, some excitement, some momentum, and get us to the next phase, the next thing we should be focused on. Focus, the key to success. All right, number 3 looks like focus, but it's very, very different. We have a framework, a playbook inside our ventures where we talk about these 5 things. We call them the big 5. Attraction, nurture, convert, deliver, upsell, resell. That's the 5 programs. So think of 5 pillars. Attraction, nurture, convert, sell, deliver, that's your product, upsell, resell, that's your customer expansion, customer ecosystem, building that ecosystem, that offering for one customer. Now, we as founders, business owners, entrepreneurs, oftentimes find ourselves starting with our product. We're trying to sell, that's the convert. We're trying to build the best thing we can, but we've not came over here to the far left where we look at the attraction phase. The attraction phase is where we spend time with our customers. What does our customer, our ideal avatar, want? Want versus need are 2 very different things. Our customer might need something, but they don't want to pay for the need. They might need a root canal, but they don't want to pay for that. They might want a motorcycle. They'll find a way to pay for a motorcycle. Want versus need. You got to be talking to the customer to realize what they want, right? That's communication. And that's what we have to master. We have to put the systems, playbooks, frameworks in place on the attraction side to make sure that we're building product that our customer wants, that our customer will buy, that our customer will convert. So for example, inside the attraction phase, we want to build a system that makes sure that we're attracting enough of our ideal avatar that we have sufficient leads coming in at a reasonable cost so that now we can move and build a nurturing system. How do we keep those leads nurturing? All the while we're discovering, we're adapting, we're learning, we're talking, we're growing, we're folding, forging, molding our product all along the way. That starts with those conversations. So let's talk a little bit about that avatar. Avatar is our customer. We've got to get that narrowed down to a very singular focus. What is our customer? Who are they? What do they want? We've talked about that. What qualifiers do they have? What demographics do they live in? Where do they hang out? What social channels are they on? We've got to learn all of that for one single avatar before we expand it out, because otherwise we are going to lose too much focus. We're not going to be focusing on the right thing. All right, friends, we're coming to number 4, and this is why we are here today and what we're doing here today. We are not telling our story. I meet countless numbers of founders out in this world. I have countless number of conversations with founders who have great ideas. They've got a great product. They may actually know their avatar. Rare, but they may know their avatar. They may have funding. They may not have funding. Doesn't really matter. We're going to talk about later in this video. But they're not doing one thing. They're not telling their story. The world wants to hear from you, founder. The world wants to know why you're so passionate about that dream, why you're so excited about this thing, why you're taking all of your energy, time, resources, accountability, all of those things and pouring it into this venture. They want to know because it's super interesting. The moment you start communicating that and the moment you can get really clear on that is the moment that people understand your passion, why you're doing it, and who you're doing it for. That's really, really important these days because this world of social media, this world of marketing, this world of sales has changed. There are still some tools we can use from the old school playbooks, but the world has changed drastically. And now there is a communication tool available to us founders to be able to talk to our avatar, which we talked about a minute ago. Tell your story. If you don't know how to tell your story, there are tons of frameworks, systems, playbooks out there. Some of the ones we use inside our ventures are geared toward getting really clear on our avatar, figuring out where our avatar hangs out, figuring out what modes of communication our avatar wants, that's that word again, to hear, and then getting really loud. But being willing on a daily basis to pivot that message, pivot that response based on the feedback that we're getting, right? Think about the attraction phase. Our customers are talking, they're commenting. We want to then take that in, absorb it, reverse engineer what we're trying to do, adapt, autocorrect, and keep on going. Okay, the 5th one is the favorite one to talk about, and it's the one I get the most questions about, and everyone says it must be money. Money must be the reason I can't get my venture from this little idea, this little launch place to momentum phase. And I'm here to tell you it is not the reason. Number 5 is not money. Number 5 is resourcefulness. This completes the equation from number 1, which was, you remember, mindset. Mindset plus resourcefulness is the mathematical equation of how quickly you're going to get your business from inception to momentum, from launch to momentum, from zero to hero. Mindset plus resourcefulness. So resourcefulness is number 5. What is resourcefulness? Resourcefulness is the ability to hit an obstacle and to find a way at all costs around that obstacle. It is a way when you hear no to find a yes. When you hear, I can't do that for you, you figure out a way to do that. Resourcefulness is an inner ability to use the resources that we have in this vast world to take every action away. Now, what hampers resourcefulness? I'm too scared. I don't have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I can't do that because that'll make me look bad. What will people think of me if I do that? Well, I'm too scared to ask. Those are all inhibitors, limiters to resourcefulness. Resourcefulness, it's a long word, simply means I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this needle moved, this rock pushed, because that is a critical boulder in my way of going into momentum phase. So those are your top 5. Hey friends, so thank you for hanging out with me today. This has been a ton of fun to talk about how we remove barriers from the pathway to get us from where we are today, 0 to hero, which is a fun place to be, but it's all about the journey. So if you've enjoyed this journey, I'd love to invite you to comment below anything you think. If you've made it this far, we're friends, obviously. Love to have you subscribe, putting out more content like this on a weekly basis. And you can go visit everything about me at www.andysmithlife.com. We're on all social platforms at Andy Smith Life. And we're trying to do a little bit of different content across the board so that every platform has a unique flavor. So love to see you on the different platforms and love to eventually speak to you, talk to you, learn your story, learn about your why, what you've got going on, and see if there's an opportunity to work together. All right, friends, let's win this day.